region. It's because of Libya that we had the death squads unleashed by the French military intelligence into Mali not long ago, and then the subsequent French bombing. And the death squads, the French bombing in Mali themselves, like the French and the British and the Yankee bombings of Iraq and Syria, is nothing but a management strategy. The bombing of Mali was to say to the death squads, please go south, we're bombing you to go, sorry, please go north, we're bombing you to go north, because we wanted to conduct a same Arab sting or regime change operation against Algeria, and hey presto, you had the hijacking of Algeria's greatest gas plant in Al Amanas, only 20 kilometers away from the Libyan border. All these things are connected. Libya has become a counter-revolutionary base. What's happening in Syria, all the death squads unleashed against Syria have a dynamism and a synergy with the same death squads in Libya. And like what Brother Lee Jasper said, the new Middle Passage has been opened up across the Mediterranean, where you have these mafia, these depraved, these defiling, debased death squads in Libya who are opportunistically getting our masses across the region onto these rickety boats and sending them on basically a suicide mission into the turbulent waters of the Mediterranean. Libya is a hot topic. Libya has not gone away. Libya will never go away. As long as there's oppression in Libya, there will be resistance, and the tribes and the communities of Libya will always fight back. Please welcome Dr. Abdal Aziz from Libya. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for Brother Sukant who invited me here. I'm not the greatest talker about Libyan issue, whereas Sukant is here, the most expertise one who know Libyan much better. Locally, as a Libyan, we suffer a lot from the dead squads. Who invite the dead squads? The Western imperialism for what we did over 40 years old. When the Gaddafi came to the power, 1969, straight away, 1970, we kick out all the 3 bases, the British bases, armed bases, the United States' biggest armed bases in the region, called Wales armed bases. We kicked them out, and the remaining of the Italian colonialism. Our greatest fighter ancestor is called Omar al-Mukhtar, the Lion of the Desert. If you go to the YouTube, just write the Lion of the Desert, the Omar al-Mukhtar will come over. That film, it's cost a lot of money, and that's the real history who's been bring to us by our fathers and great fathers, what we did to the Italian colonialism, whereas we just had a sword and the sticks and very few ammunitions compared with what the Italian colonialism had. The first time they used the tank in the desert, actually during the Libyan War, 1921 and 1920, 1913. Our war today, I know the struggle of the Palestinians. I will borrow one of the greatest hero, actually, is Nelson Mandela. What he say actually about Palestine. Palestine was the greatest moral issue of our time. We South African cannot consider ourselves free until the Palestinian people are free. That's the Nelson Mandela saying, and that's what we saying today as well. We are not consider ourselves free until the Palestinians is free, because the consequence of the Palestinians we suffer today in Libya, in Iraq, in Syria, and everywhere, because the mess had happened in the Palestinians. They create ISIS and they create many dead squads around the world to kill us, just to occupy our minds, which is the greatest danger to our generation. And by these talks, by this meeting, actually we spread the knowledge about what's going on in our world and what we can do. We're still fighting, we still struggle, at least nowadays, with what's happening in Libya. Many things, people, they discover what's the democracy and what's the freedom the West has brought to Libya. And now they do know, and they are in the hard grounds, and they know their enemy is just one, which is the Western, who's bring the dead squads to Libya. Hopefully, within a year comings, we will win this war against the dead squads, and we will free back our Libya, and we will bring it on the track. Thank you very much.